guys, welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be on college prep, including your application, all the deadlines you have to meet, scholarships, and sorority registration. I've been doing, or I plan on doing, a lot of videos surrounding like the college experience and getting ready. Keep in mind, I am not an expert at all. This is just like everything that I ended up doing, and I'm also going to include stuff that I wish I did that maybe I didn't listen to other people's advice, or maybe I realized after, like, man, I should have gone back and submitted that earlier or whatever. But I have a whole doc here. I mean, I might even end up linking this in the bio of this video. I have a whole doc of a bunch of different bullet points to hit. I went and watched a bunch of other videos and read a bunch of other articles just to even like further my knowledge like on this topic. But most of it is like from firsthand experience and everything that I did to get the scholarships that I got and to get into the colleges that I got into. So let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to talk about is your college applications. And kind of talking about college applications, it ends up having a bunch of other like bullet points in it. But overall, the bullet points that I have here are: make sure to make your application look as enticing as possible for the admissions office at every single college you apply to. So that includes dedicated service hours. One thing I realized when I was applying to all the colleges I was applying to was I had a lot of service hours, but they weren't like dedicated to like one thing that I was doing every single week. So you need to be doing multiple service opportunities with the same organizations. They like to see commitment when it comes to everything, honestly, but especially your service hours. When you're filling out your college applications, it will ask you how many hours a week you dedicated to each service opportunity. And I mean, it was always kind of weird for me to fill those out because I would just do like days of service hours and service opportunities. It wasn't really like a reoccurring thing. So one thing I would definitely recommend, if you haven't done it already, is to have reoccurring and dedicated service hours that you do, and find something that you like actually enjoy volunteering with, so you know you're going to commit to it. Start volunteering with one or two things like multiple times a week, and it looks so much better on your application rather than like, oh, 2 hours here, I clean something up, 2 hours there. Instead, like every single week you're going and you're dedicating your time to this like same cause. At least that's how every single college application I filled out was like formatted. So that's definitely something I would recommend. I mean, my brother's a junior this year, and I told him to make sure to find like one or two service opportunities that he could just do every single week, so that when he fills those applications out, it's like 1 hour every single week at the very least. Then I have, make sure to have leadership roles. This might actually like bleed into your volunteer opportunities. Start a club or start even a volunteer like organization, maybe a group of people who go and volunteer to do like the same thing. Start something, have some sort of leadership role, whether it's in the like student body, it's in the classroom, or if it's in a club. I started a club with somebody at one point in my high school career, and then I became president of my school's Spanish Honor Society. So finding something to just like make you stand out, because a lot of people are in clubs, but not a lot of people are really like dedicated members of the club to the point where they're a president. So definitely finding leadership roles throughout your school is really important for your applications. Another bullet point I have on here is showing commitment. This is super similar to the last two things I said, but stay in those clubs and those service opportunities that you've been in for years, like for as long as you can. Commit to stuff that you actually enjoy doing. Like, you won't be able to actually stay in a club for a year if you don't really like it and like everybody else is just joining it. Find stuff that you like doing and then commit to it, so that when they're looking at your application, they see club 3 years, club 2 years, president 3 years. Like, it looks so much better to see that rather than like 10 clubs you were only a part of for like a month or two. Commitment is way better. Like, quality over quantity. I almost just said that wrong, for sure. Another thing that makes your application look enticing is rec letters. Some colleges I feel like don't really care, but the rec letters honestly are more for scholarships like within the colleges or like outside scholarships. I would get your rec letters early on, and make sure you're not getting these from like family members or like random family friends. Like you want these rec letters to be from like your teachers or your club sponsors if you do end up being like president or even just a member of a club. You want these to be from people who like actually have seen you in like academic settings or like seen you do what you love to do. Like, you don't want them to be random people who would just say, oh, she's really nice. Like I got mine from teachers who like really appreciated the work that I did for them or like how I performed in their class. So get those rec letters from people like your teachers, maybe even your principal, like anyone who's like seen you in your academic journey and can attest to the fact that you're like a good student and a hard worker. Okay, so my next bullet point is deadlines, which again, all of these are kind of similar. It's very similar to the application part of this video, but make sure to apply for early admission if you can. UTK is one of the colleges that I applied for early admission to, and I didn't do that for all of my colleges. The relief I had when I got the acceptance from a college before like anybody else was getting them or before like other colleges were coming out, like you can breathe almost for a second knowing you got into a college. Like even if the college has a high acceptance rate, I don't know about anybody else, but I was still like nervous, like what if I don't get into like any colleges? So it just gives you like, I don't even know, like it just gives you a safety blanket. And you can even start, if you like know what college you're going to, definitely apply for early admission, because then you can start planning starting like way earlier than everyone else. You can have all your stuff done for everybody else, and in the summer when everybody's trying to cram everything in, you're good. Like you're already done with all the stuff that you have to do. So definitely apply for early admission. Another bullet point that I have on my deadlines is don't procrastinate, which is super similar to my first bullet point, and honestly it's gonna probably be under every single one of these. Don't procrastinate on anything, whether it's your essays, whether it's your deadlines, whether it's just like filling out any of the paperwork on your applications. Don't procrastinate, because it's gonna get like to that deadline time and you're gonna have 5 college essays to write and you're gonna have all this stuff to do and you're gonna go fill it out, either not be able to get it done or you're going to not do it to like the best of your ability. So I would definitely get everything done that you can get done now, because it's another thing, another safety blanket, another thing that's not on your mind. Your junior year when you're applying to colleges, like you're so stressed all the time. Like there's no avoiding it, but there is helping it by just getting the stuff you can get out of the way. Don't procrastinate, trust me. Another thing is keep an Excel sheet, Google Doc, calendar, planner, something to keep track of all of your deadlines. I think my mom had an Excel sheet of all my deadlines. I had reminders set for every single deadline, and then I also had it on my Google Calendar, and then I also had a planner. So find whatever works for you, and this is honestly good for college too. Find whatever works for you to plan out and organize all of your deadlines so that you don't miss one. I would honestly find 2 ways. One, electronically, like one that's gonna notify you on your phone, and then one that you can physically look at like a planner. I would find 2 ways to just organize all of that, because nothing is worse than getting an email and seeing you missed a deadline or you missed a scholarship deadline. There's nothing you can do. Like it's not like high school where you can like email the teacher and ask them for an extension. Like you're just done. Like you just can't submit it anymore. So definitely organize all of your deadlines. Another thing, just talked about it, keep an eye on your email. Your email is going to have way more important information starting your junior, senior year, and then through college. You may not have used your email a lot. Oh, by the way, not your school email. Don't use your school email for your college admissions. Like don't put that in. I've heard of some people doing that. You don't even have your school email after high school. But yeah, keep an eye on your email. Even look at your junk and your spam. Like you don't want to miss a deadline or something and like an email reminds you. So your email is going to become way more important like this year. I'm talking to juniors right now, I guess. Like this year it's going to be so important. Another thing about your email is if your email doesn't have like your first and last name, or at least one of those, like don't have a name that's like your favorite animal and your favorite color from when you were little. Make a new email, because this is going to be the email that you use contacting like your professors and contacting like business opportunities and job opportunities, like your email is going to start mattering now. So definitely make a new email if you have kind of like a childish one, because I know I had a very childish one that will not be shared. Also, let's see. Oh, add your parents to your like email stuff. I know when I was applying to colleges, it let me select multiple recipients of all of the notifications. My parents received every single vol mail email that I received, because sometimes I would just miss it. Like, no matter, I was not an email person, I was not keeping an eye on it always like I should until towards the end. They would see it and they would send it to me. So put your parents or your guardian, whoever is like helping you, put them as a recipient to the emails as well, because it doesn't hurt to have one other person looking out for you, helping you keep track of all of these deadlines and everything, because it really can become a handful. Another thing for deadlines is make sure you have your FAFSA, Tennessee Promise, or whatever state financial aid you have. Make sure you have those deadlines on lock as well in your planner or Google Calendar or whatever. My school helped me figure all of that out, and like they notified me a lot of it, but I don't know how other schools do it. And also, it's just safer not to rely on anybody else. So make sure you have all those important deadlines also like secured and on your calendar. You don't want to miss those. Again, there's like nothing you can do if you miss them. Okay, I honestly feel like I could make an entire video about this next topic, but I'm not going to, because I could just, yeah. So the next topic is your college essay and your scholar. There's a wasp in here. I don't know if I should ignore it or he's kind of coming at me. Oh my God. Okay, brief break. Okay, where was I? I was on the college essay and scholarship essay bullet point. I applied to a bajillion scholarships, and that's another one of the topics that we're gonna go over. But not only in your scholarship essays, but your college essays, you need to be unique, authentic, and write about something that you are passionate about. Because honestly, it's going to be so hard for you to sit down and write. I don't even know how many colleges y'all applied to. I applied to like 6, I feel 6, 7 maybe. It's going to be so hard for you to sit down and write like 6 college admissions essays about something that you're just not like passionate about and you don't care about. All of the like scripted ones that everybody else does, also a college admissions director or person or whatever they're called, they're gonna swipe right past. Like, they're gonna read it and they're gonna be like, okay. They're not gonna remember you at all. You're not gonna get into those harder colleges. So yeah, be unique, authentic, and write about something you're passionate about so that you can write like actual good content. Write several drafts. You might think the first draft is like perfect, but I highly encourage you to write another draft. Like, go through and look for those grammatical errors. Use Grammarly. I use Grammarly for all my essays. Go through, look for grammatical errors. Like, don't submit something with the wrong your or no apostrophe and or like you're breaking a bunch of comma rules. Don't do it. Get multiple opinions. So maybe after you write that first draft, show someone your first draft, and then they'll give you their advice, and then write another draft. Show your English teacher, show your mom and dad. Like, get opinions from multiple people. See how much they enjoy the essay, because the person reading your essay at the college is just another person. So see how much other people enjoy and see if most people are going to think it's entertaining. Okay, so our next bullet point is scholarships, which, I mean, all these bullet points are just like the same freaking thing over and over again. But it's all important, so stay with me. Stay on top of your deadlines again, super important. Some places to look for scholarships to apply to is Scholarship Owl. There's the Sally Mae Scholarship. I also applied to the AW Bridal Scholarship, the Juno Scholarship, the Extra Space Storage Scholarship, and the Niche Scholarship. All of those vary from like 500 to like 25,000 is what I think the Niche Scholarship is. Just apply to them all. Some of them don't even require an essay. Some of them do. I know that the storage one did, and I know that the bridal one did. I didn't get either of those, but like other people did, so it doesn't hurt. The ones that I did get was scholarships from my after school activities that weren't even associated with the school. And then I got one from my local credit union. So check with your banks, your credit union, check with your parents' places of work. I applied for one with my mother's place of work. I don't know if I've gotten it yet, because some scholarship decisions won't come back until August 1st. They'll start coming out midsummer and they'll stop coming out right before college classes start. So I don't even know if I've gotten that one yet, but check with your parents' places of work, your after-school activities, your school clubs. Your school might even give some out. Your school of choice. A lot of like your colleges of choice, a lot of the colleges will have like filtered scholarships. Put in the major that you want and then look at all the scholarships that you can apply for them all. Do that with every single college that you apply to. You never know which one you'll get. And also it's okay to do like broad Google searches about every little thing about you to see if there's a scholarship for you. I know there's like a ginger scholarship, which I did not apply for, but like I know there's stuff like that out there. So definitely don't hesitate to apply to a million scholarships because people really do win them. Like you might not win most of them, but I won 2 out of the like 10 that I applied for. So all it takes is 1, and the extra money is really, really, really gonna help, especially if you're going to one of these dang sex schools like UTK. Oh my goodness. Last topic is sorority registration, which is the one I'm most excited to talk about. Okay, my dad was in a frat, but he wasn't in a frat that's like at UTK, I don't think. I don't really have a whole lot of help in the sorority registration department. My mom wasn't in a sorority. My dad was in a frat, but you know, he's not gonna help me film my P&M video. Apply for priority registration is the first thing I would tell you. Again, like having that off of your mind is a blessing. And also I know with UTK, when you apply for priority registration, you get guaranteed early move-in. You do not want to be moving in mid-rush. For sure. Or you don't want to have to like go and not be able to move in until after rush. That would be an absolute nightmare. So priority registration, again, don't procrastinate, and that kind of goes along with the priority registration. Start thinking about what you want to say in your video. Go look up the prompts. I know that UTK's had like a list of prompts. I don't know how other places work, but look up the prompts, kind of prepare yourself, maybe start planning your outfits. I'm not saying like end of your junior year, you have to go buy all your clothes, film your video, do everything immediately, but maybe start thinking about it again, just like one less thing to do. Start asking for your sorority rec letters. So some sororities don't even accept them. Honestly, I'm pretty sure it's like slowly dying out just like a little bit. Like I don't think they're as big of a deal as they used to be, but it's still nice to have them. Like it helps. I honestly did not get very many. I didn't realize the importance of them. I think they're a little more important than I thought that they were originally, and I had heard that they were. So I'm kind of cramming to get some right now, and if I would have started like towards the beginning of summer, I think I'd be in a way better place. So again, don't procrastinate on your rec letters. And then, so I have on here tips for filming your P&M video. I do not think my P&M video was anything special, but I do think I can share some advice that I've heard from a lot of other people, and that is to be yourself in your P&M video. Let yourself make mistakes. Let yourself just don't stress yourself out filming it. I try my best to keep the numbers of tries low because I knew like the more I tried to film it, the worse and more unnatural it was going to get. I tried to let myself get a little bit emotional. I talked about my woman role model. That was one of the prompts. I definitely think they watched like a million of those videos. I definitely think being yourself and even stumbling a little bit and making mistakes and being able to laugh about it or showing human emotion really helps you stick out when they're watching your videos. So I think my one tip for filming your P&M video is to just be yourself and try your best to soothe your nerves. Oh, another tip I have is to make sure that you have decent lighting and you're dressed like decent as well. You don't want to be wearing like a super low cut top or a crop top or like, you know what I mean? You want to look presentable, and that applies to during rush, I've heard as well. I cannot give rush advice yet, but after I go through rush, I'm definitely going to talk about my experience and talk about what I would have done. But for now, can't give that advice yet. That's all I really have to say on sorority registration, just because like really all of the knowledge I have on it was stuff that I just gained on my own because I don't have like a parent who was in a sorority, and honestly, I didn't have a whole lot of super close friends that had been in sororities. So this is all stuff that like I watched videos, I figured it out. So you can figure it out too. Don't worry. don't stress. Okay guys, it is finally the end of this video. I have no clue how long it is because I actually filmed with my back camera, so the quality was decent. I saw someone say don't film with your front camera. That would explain why my last video was so pixelated. But that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please comment or message me if you have any of my other social media videos that you want me to make. I know I have a bunch on a list, but obviously what matters more is what you guys want to see. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.